All right, let's cut the crap. I am furious, absolutely livid. And if you've been paying attention to what's happening with Heston Cobb, aka Heston James, you should be furious too. This is the United States of America, right? The land of the free, the home of the brave. Unless you're a TikToker making prank videos, in which case apparently you're now considered a hardened criminal worthy of a decade behind bars. Yeah, you heard me. Up to 10 years for making prank videos. This isn't just a joke anymore. This is the system flexing its muscles, showing creators, we can and will destroy you if you step out of line. And honestly, that should scare every single one of us. Because if they can take down a guy who crawled under cars pretending to be a mechanic, what's next? Are they gonna arrest a grandma on TikTok for doing a silly dance in Walmart? Are we gonna start throwing babies in jail because they spilled juice on aisle 7? The Heston Cobb story is not just about one influencer. It's about control, power, and how the system hates when regular people get rich and famous without playing their game. So let's rewind a little for anyone who doesn't know. Heston Cobb, better known online as Heston James, is a TikTok creator with about 1.6 million followers. Dude's been blowing up all year with prank-style videos. Some of his content involved walking into places like auto repair shops and pretending to be a corporate rep, ordering people around, even crawling under customer cars like he owned the joint. He and his buddies stormed into a Chipotle pretending to be a cleaning crew, barking orders at the employees like it was a game show challenge. Now, do I think these pranks were smart? No. Do I think some of them were reckless? Sure. But did they deserve felony-level charges and up to 10 years in prison? Absolutely not. That's insane. But Tempe police didn't see it that way. They arrested him on July 23, 2025, and dropped a pile of charges on him like he was a supervillain: burglary, impersonation, trespassing, disorderly conduct. 13 charges in total. 13. For TikTok videos. Meanwhile, Wall Street bankers can tank the economy and walk away with a golden parachute, but a kid with a ring light is suddenly Al Capone. Now here's where things get spicy. Because the official story isn't the whole story. Oh no. Rumor has it, and I'll say this loud and clear, rumor has it that one of the judges overseeing this case actually has ties to one of the corporations that got pranked. Yep. Imagine that. The same businesses that got embarrassed by Heston's videos just so happen to have friends in the justice system. What a coincidence, right? And if you don't think these big companies want revenge, you're not paying attention. Heston made millions of people laugh while poking fun at their so-called professionalism. He made them the joke. And corporations hate being laughed at. They want to be feared, respected, untouchable. And here comes some TikToker crawling under cars and exposing how silly they are. That's why they're pushing for this ridiculous sentence. Not because of the crime, but because of the humiliation. Let's be real. This is about sending a message. It's the system saying, creators, don't you dare think you're bigger than us. Don't you dare make fun of the wrong people, because we will bury you. And you know what really pisses me off? The double standard. Big corporations scam people every single day. Banks charge you maintenance fees for having too little money in your account. Yeah, punish the poor for being poor. Airlines overbook flights and strand families in airports, and at best, they hand you a $20 voucher for a stale sandwich. Politicians take donations from billionaires and sell out their communities daily. Where are the 10-year sentences for them? Where are the mugshots of CEOs in orange jumpsuits? Where's the SWAT team raiding banks that stole billions during the housing crisis? Nowhere. Because those people have money, power, and connections. But a TikToker? Oh, he's fair game. Throw the book at him. Ruin his life. Because he dared to make content outside their control. Because he dared to get attention without their permission. Because he dared to be a little too successful in a world where creators aren't supposed to win. And let me tell you something else, something no one wants to admit out loud. This isn't just about Heston. This is about the future of content creation. I've heard whispers, again whispers, that there are talks in government about tightening restrictions on viral content under the guise of public safety. They're using Heston as the perfect poster boy for this. They'll say, "See? TikTokers are dangerous. They disrupt society. We need to regulate this." It's not about protecting businesses. It's about protecting their monopoly on influence. Because if kids with iPhones can reach millions, why would anyone trust the old-school media, the politicians, the corporations? That's the real threat. And that's why Heston is sitting in a cell right now. And then there's Aiden Ross. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore the guy. He came out swinging for Heston, basically saying this sentence is insane and calling for his release. And honestly, Aiden's not wrong. When even other influencers, people who know how wild online clout can get, are saying the punishment doesn't fit the crime, you know the system is off the rails. Now the fanbase is mobilizing. There are hashtags popping up, petitions circulating, memes flying around of Heston in a prison jumpsuit, doing TikTok dances behind bars. The internet is turning this into a movement, and the more the authorities push, the louder it's gonna get. So here we are. A prankster faces a decade behind bars while billionaires sip champagne on their yachts after ruining lives. A TikToker gets dragged through the mud, while lobbyists stroll out of Congress with bags of cash. And the saddest part? This is the world we live in. A world where the system is so fragile, so insecure, that a 20-something with a tripod and a TikTok account is treated like a national threat. Do you see the hypocrisy? Do you feel the anger? Because I sure as hell do. This isn't justice. This isn't about safety. This is about power. And if they can do it to Heston, they can do it to anyone. To me. To you. To every creator who ever dared to step out of line. So yeah, I'm pissed. I'm pissed because this is bigger than one guy. This is about whether or not we, the people, are allowed to laugh at the powerful. And right now, the answer seems to be, only if they let you. And that should make all of us angry. Look, you don't have to like Heston's content. You don't have to think his pranks were funny. Hell, you can think he's the most annoying creator on TikTok. But that doesn't change the fact that this case is ridiculous. 10 years? For what? For making people laugh? For embarrassing some corporations? No. Enough is enough. Free Heston Cobb. Free creators from this sham of a justice system. And maybe, just maybe, free ourselves from this idea that only the powerful get to decide what's allowed. Because let me tell you something. If we don't stand up now, the next viral creator to get arrested might be your favorite. Or it might be you. And when that happens, don't say you weren't warned.